Hello and welcome to Watch Our Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. This is part 2 of the recap. If you missed part 1, go check out your podcast feed. It's right there. And without further ado, let's get right back into the recap. So then this lady, Petra, who's like the head of Grenada Tourism, comes out and she's like, welcome to Grenada. But they didn't like her, which was sad. So she's just like, welcome to Grenada.
She's speaking through like a margarita glass. She's like, welcome to Grenada. Sorry, it's low budge. Low budge, guys.
She's like, sorry, I can't project any further. I'm preserving my voice. Do we have any ginger turmeric tea here for the tourism board president? No.
Right. So one van is Porscha, Britt, Shamia, and Kelly, and they're having fun and taking a shot and giggling. And Kelly's like, oh, Phaedra, I love it. Somebody's fun size here. I love it. That's going to be the best girls trip ever. Reset, renew, resparkle. And then we go to the other van, and it's Drew, Angela, Cynthia, and Phaedra, and no one's speaking. And Angela's just looking out the window stiffly like, $2.7 million in debt. 2.7.
She's like, maybe I should just stay here and just forget about my debt. Cynthia Bailey, who is now seemingly on every single Bravo show. She's everywhere because she was on Love Hotel later in the evening. She also, I saw pictures of her at WeHo Pride yesterday because Meredith Marks did a DJ set over the weekend at WeHo Pride.
Love it. I should have gone. Went to support. I was at Pride, but God, it's so hot outside. And honestly, the floats didn't make very much effort this year. It was just mostly people from banks walking in straight lines. And I was like, where's the creativity, gay people? Okay, we've taken it too easy at this point. The gay pride parade, like the people themselves were floats. Like everybody would dress so crazy and get so creative. And yesterday it was just like a lot of bad T-shirts marching. I was like, what is this, a food court? Like, what are people even doing here? But I ended up stopping. We walked all the way from Michael's house, but then we ended up stopping at Barney's Beanery and ended up just staying there the whole day, which is probably the least gay thing that we could have done. So I didn't even make it down to see like Paris Hilton and Meredith Marks. And
Lizzo.
I regret it now.
Yeah. Well, don't regret it, because I'm sure Meredith Marks will have more DJ gigs coming up because she's going to be playing Coachella soon. Just give her a bathtub and put it on the stage and she and her toddler can rip it up. Yeah,
but I just love that. I saw clips of her and I really like that Meredith Marks is not pretending to be a real DJ. She's not like moving levels up and down and like, wigging or whatever. She's just like, she's got her arm in the air and she's just like, yeah. There's music playing right now. That's what I learned. Hey, well, listen, I learned how to rhyme bath with bath.
I'm really sad I was not there for it. I landed last night at 6, so I missed Pride. To be fair, I didn't realize that Pride was yesterday until I saw all the pictures, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, David.
I didn't either. It was bad publicity for Pride this year. I didn't know.
But sometimes I feel like, I feel like Bravo is home to so many gay icons, like so many of the Real Housewives. But I feel like in WeHo, they really only care about Drag Race, which is great. Drag Race is wonderful, but like there's more in the reality TV world of like there's more to like gay reality TV icons than Drag Race. So the fact that someone said, you know what? Let's have Meredith Marks do a DJ set at Pride. Whoever did that was like so fucking brilliant. Like that is just the smartest thing you could ever do. First of all, I love that Bravo was being represented at Pride, but also like who had that out of the box idea of like, let's get Meredith Marks and let's have her DJ a set between like
she's
Lizzo
all
and
over
Paris
now.
Hilton.
She's
great.
Doing it all over now. Yeah. So you go, girl. You go, girl.
Yeah, you go, girl. So back to these ladies. So they show up, and
Phaedra asked them like
still
who's
talking.
beefing, basically.
Yeah,
Phaedra's like, so who's beefing? Where's the beef? Just tell me what's going on. And so Drew's like, well, and they're like, well, Drew, Angela says, Drew has beef with everybody. And Drew's like, well, I mean, I wouldn't say everybody. I mean, I'm really getting along very well with Ginger and Turmeric. So those are good.
Phaedra's like, I don't know a lot about Drew. She's a child actress or some kind of actress. She's been in a lot of black movies. That's all I really know. All I know is she was not on The Traitors and did not light up all of pop culture for one fabulous winter in 2024, but that's fine.
I don't think she's done any Doritos commercials.
I know.
She goes, what was she on Soul Train? Well, Phaedra just comes back swinging at everything.
Oh, well, she doesn't have a lot of time. I mean, I feel like there's only be like 3 episodes left. I was actually surprised that they brought her back as a full-on housewife with a tagline and everything. I thought she was just gonna be a friend of for the final few episodes.
No, I think they're treading water a little bit. I think the season started out so well, and now it's getting like, it's like lowest ratings ever the next week, lowest ratings ever. So I think they're just like, help, whatever we can do.
Well, because I always say this. My theory is always that if they ever have to like lose someone mid-season or they lose someone right at the top of the season, it messes up everything. Like the chemistry, because they plan a whole. I believe that they carefully plan and calibrate a season around who they have, and they figure out what the beats are that they want and like how they want to sort of like engineer everything to go. I mean, they don't ever know completely how it's going to go, but I think that that's what they do. And then whenever they have to like. They lose a piece, they have to scramble. It always comes off as kind of uneven. And I feel like what we saw was I still really like the season, but like the first part of the season before Kenya left was really, really, really strong. And now since she's left, to me, it's still been entertaining and fun, but it's definitely not been as tight as it was at the top.
Well, they're still fighting over Porsche and Drew. It's still the same thing going on. Yeah, they definitely needed a kick in the pants. So, reset, renew, rebirth, ladies. So, Grenada, Chapter 1, reset. And they go to where they're staying, and there's like people performing outside, and
stilts
on stilts, and
a lot of body oil and glitter. So it was a whole big thing. It was fun. It's exciting. And they're all enjoying all these men, dancing around, etc. And then now they like go into the house, and they're going to be playing a game before they move into their rooms, of course, because Real Housewives.
Yeah. So it's who's going to share rooms together? Dun, dun, dun. So I want you guys to be sharing rooms with people you normally wouldn't share rooms with. So we're going to play a game.
Yeah. So then we see that like Kelly and Shamia, they're going to be rooming together, and we see their villa, and it's really nice. And or actually, I'm sorry, I got messed up in the order here. First, they sit down and they find out who they're rooming with, and then they're going to be taking shots, and the shots have numbers under them, and the numbers are going to correspond to the rooms that they're going to stay in.
Yeah. So Brittany is going to stay with Phaedra Parks. She's like, I'm so excited. I'm going to stay with Miss Phaedra Parks. Oh, just you wait. Because I have a feeling Phaedra's going to rip a new one on this chick. And she's like, oh, I love a stranger. And Britt Edie, she looks like a party.
And Shamia is like, Angela, who do you think you're rooming with? And Angela's like, Porscha. And that's exactly right. They're going to room together. And Angela says, I have no problem sharing a room with Porscha because Charles is home safe at home. So why not? Let's have a ball.
And Drew and Cynthia are going to stay together. And who else? Shamia gets her own room, I guess.
No, Shamia and who's the other host of the party?
Kelly.
They're together because they're the hosts.
So Cynthia and Drew arm wrestle to see who's going to get the better bedroom in their suite, and one has 2 beds that are small, and one has a king size bed. So Drew wins the arm wrestle, but then she decides to give it to Cynthia to be nice.
Yeah, but
and also because that's the only person that likes her. So try and keep that going.
Exactly. This goes on for a long time. It's a long time
really
of them choosing the rooms. Like it's shockingly long. So then they've got 30 minutes to get changed. They're going to go out to dinner, etc. So that's the plan. And then they're talking to like the chef and everything about like the chicken and pepper sauce and all this stuff. And Kelly's saying how Portia's looking for a man. So I guess she's
the flirt with the chef scene. And then Shamia and Kelly are talking about Porscha. And Shamia's like, I just don't understand Porscha. I just don't understand Drew's thing, she comes out here, she tags me on Instagram saying, be careful of people that create imaginary beef. Like, I just don't get it. Why would she add me? I'm so confused. I mean, do you want me to be mad? Do you want me to be happy? Like, are we friends? Are we not? Do you not remember going on the radio last week and excoriating her? Like, what the hell? Like that Shamia is always so innocent. She's like, I just don't. What?
Why would she do that? And Shamia's like, yeah, I mean, Drew Nokio, that's her name, Drew Nokio. And Kelly's like, well, maybe you guys can talk about it, though. She's like, what? She's like, what are we fitting to talk about? She's like, just kind of like release it out into Grenada.
We'll do it at the same time we drop, Cracker Jacks at the poor people on the freeway. Fine. So then Drew and Cynthia are talking about how hard it is to be divorced. And first they talk about who's a Taurus. Drew's a Taurus. And she's like, you know what? Tauruses are very, very loyal. And Cynthia's like, oh, yes. Well, my friend Amsterdam is a Taurus. So Drew keeps trying to talk about how hard it is to be with Ralph, and Cynthia keeps trying to turn it into, I'm dating a hot young man. And I understand the pain you're going through, which has everything to do with me dating a hot man. I'm not really sure how it's correlating, but it's really funny that Cynthia's just trying to get it in there.
I was waiting for Drew to admit that every time she mentioned the word Taurus, she was actually referring to her real car that she drives when she's not filming the show. I'm a Taurus. I'm a total Taurus.
And she's like, yeah, well, they are loyal because Amsterdam's loyal. And Drew's like, I'm very passionate. We're very passionate people. And she goes, oh, so passionate. He's so affectionate. He loves holding my hands. And so Cynthia's like, I'm ready to introduce my young hot man to the world.
Yeah, she says, I'm not keeping Amsterdam's identity secret. I'm just not sharing. I'm like, yes, because I can sense that all of America is dying to find out who Cynthia's latest disaster of a love interest is going to be.
Yeah. And I love it. She's like, I'm not announcing it. You're on television and you said his name 15 times in 5 minutes.
And you're like, I'm not keeping his identity secret, but yet his face is totally blurred out.
Yeah.
She's like, he's very tall, has long dreads, great kisser, wonderful lover. He has his own coffee brand and a few bars called Bar 1 and Bar 1. It's actually Peter. It's Peter.
It's Peter.
Peter in a dreads hat.
It's Peter in dreads.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So now Drew's like, oh gosh. And then, now Portia and Shamia went to film with Ralph. And that's just tit for tat. Like, what's it to be spiteful? What was it spiteful? There's no reason for you to film together. She's like, well, Portia likes a lick back. She likes a lick back.
So Drew's like, our conversation, it only lasted 15 minutes. And I'm just lucky it was that short because they didn't have any ginger turmeric tea. I would have lost my voice for the next 3 weeks had it gone any longer than that.
Yeah. So, now everyone's getting ready for nighttime. Shamia FaceTimes Gerald. And she still doesn't have her luggage. And he's like, you do have your Bible, right? Please say you have your Bible.
She's like, thankfully, I decided to bring my Weber grill as carry-on so I can still cook under some underpasses.
I brought my Bible flat top so I can actually read and plug it in and cook a burger on it. So we're going to be fine.
Then Britt is like,
oh my God, there's a naked man across the way.
They're very excited because there's a man standing in a window across the way fully naked. So they're all like rushing out to the balcony to see if they can see him. And I feel like they didn't, I feel like they missed him, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, they missed him.
That's exciting for them. And now they all gather together and they're complimenting each other. Everyone's clothing, etc. And Kelly's using tongs to grab glasses from the top shelf, which is very novel. Although I feel like dangerous. I feel like it's really just one slip away from a glass disaster on the countertop.
Metal on glass, scary. That was scary.
Yeah, that was a little scary. Yeah.
So then Phaedra's like, oh well, let me know when I can come fuck with the body. What did she say that? I forget why she said it, but they start talking about her funeral business.
Yeah. And then Cynthia's nipple pops out, and then they're like, oh, And Cynthia's like, my nipple is no stranger to Phaedra. And then they show a flashback to 2017 where she flashes Phaedra. It's basically like they're clearly stretching the content to get to the end of the episode. You know, they're like, okay, we're just going to try to fill out our episode order right now. We're just throwing in flashbacks to moments that no one remembered or cared about. We're going to throw in some funny
what's
graphics.
really going to get this audience on fire? Talking about embalming dead people. Let's do it. So Phaedra's like, that guy taught me how to embalm. And Shamia's like, I want to know how to do that. You know, I want to see how they do that. Can I come with you? And she goes, it's a lot of blood and brains.
And then we have a flashback to 2012 when she was doing. I can't believe it's actually already been 13 years since Phaedra went into the funeral business. It feels like it was yesterday that this storyline happened. But hey, you know what? They're still going for it. I mean, I thought it was like a 1-season fake storyline, but
I did too. I think it's impressive that Phaedra's kept this business for all these years, and it's the weirdest one we've ever had on any of these shows, and that it's still going. And I like in her first season, she's like, "Well, people don't like that I have a funeral business, but you've always got customers." And you do. People just keep on dying.
So Kelly asks if the bodies move, and Phaedra goes, well, when anybody dies, they're going to have a last breath and a last poop. And Shamia's like, has there ever been a hard dick? And they're like, ah. So meanwhile, the other car, they're all talking about this in the car, and then in the other car, it's like Porscha yawning, and they're bored.
They hate each other. That car's making no effort. So then we go back to more funeral talk. And they're like, please tell me that you've seen a dead person with a boner. Please. It's like, no, I haven't seen a boner on anybody dead.
So they arrive at the table. Angela announces that this is her 8-year wedding anniversary with Charles, but she's here instead. And I'm sure Charles literally does not even care. He's still cooking up like 30,000 corns on the cob. He's like, well, it's my wedding anniversary, so I decided to make more corn than usual. And they start to order and everything. And Portia's saying, wow, she's on a trip with a crew of divorcees, and she's celebrating her wedding anniversary? Nah, girl, this ain't it. So,
and they're like, well, what about the dingling guy across the way? And Phaedra's like, well, I wanted to see his dingling, but I didn't see it. And Portia's like, well, maybe he's a masseuse, and that's why he's naked. The fuck kind of masseuse do you have?
Wait, why did that happen? Why would that? I mean, if you see a naked person, I wouldn't automatically assume that they're a masseuse. Also, masseuse is for a woman. So then Kelly's like, well, I wonder if he has happy endings. And then they start talking about never having happy endings, which made me immediately think about Vicky on Real Housewives of Orange County talking about how if you like move your toe into your kneecap, it's a signal to masseurs that they're supposed to give the lady a happy ending. Oh, at least it is in Vicky's world. I don't know if that's actually a confirmed signal, but it's what Vicky does.
I just can't imagine the poor person that has to give Vicky a happy ending. That is fucking terrifying. Do you remember when she was selling her clothes on Poshmark and people were posting the reviews on Reddit and people would be like, this showed up wrinkled and smelled like BO. Like Vicky wouldn't even wash her clothes. She would just wear them once, throw them into a box and ship them out on the Posh. Like, no, I'm not happy ending that person.
Ship it out on the Posh. Yeah. So then they're joking about like Kelly getting happy endings and everything. And Phaedra's like, I don't know where Kelly's getting these massages, but it sounds like it might be on a dark alley downtown on a back street with a little man with shades on. I was like, wow, you're really getting specific about this.
I know.
Who likes
Wordle? And the occasional bugle. The chip, not the horn.
But the chip too, and the horn. Eats bugles to bugles and gives massages.
Listens to AM radio, but isn't political.
Watched the first 3 seasons of Homeland, but then gave up. Couldn't deal with the theme music anymore.
Smells like lavender, but only uses truck stop soap.
Loves 1,000 grand bars. He's the one.
1,000 grand bars. Okay, so now they do a cheers and everything, and so Kelly tries to start some shit. She's like, I'm so happy to hear that Drew's willing to put things aside with Shamia, so maybe we should do that. And so Kelly's like, whatever the situation is, I think you're both bigger and better than that. And I'm wearing a fishnet see-through dress with nipple covers. because it's my peace outfit. This is my peace outfit.
So Drew's like, sorry, I'm preserving my voice for some singing gig I'm going to have at some point in my life. Okay. Honestly, yeah. Like, if you do have an issue with me, I would like to clear the air. So Shamia says, well, I did attempt to clear the air at Britt's event, and you stood 10 toes down and called me a lapdog. Then you posted that we had this imaginary beef, and if you call me a lapdog, girl, we have a beef. It is a real beef. So Drew's like, well, do you remember that you took back information that was incorrect, and that is why I called you a lapdog? Shamia goes, well, a lapdog wouldn't have invited you to my session, would she have?
Oh, Lord. So, A, you have been a lapdog sometimes. I'm sorry, but the internet agrees. Okay. The jury's in. Okay. And second, Drew, you did say exactly what she told Porscha that you said. You said it. And they even show a clip of her being like, well, whatever, all of these songs that we're recording could pay for PJ's college one day. And then that's what she repeated. So you did say it. So stop saying she's taking information that's incorrect. So this fight needs to end. This fight's too boring.
So Shamia's like, look, what y'all say behind each other's back, you're damn right. I'm going to run it back because I don't like fake friendships. Okay. I'm not a lapdog. I only run information back to my friend because she tells me I have to. Okay. And look, I'm not messing with you. Okay. But then I'm going to go talk about it on social media. Okay. Run and tell me that. Okay. Because I'm right here. I'm right here. So now Drew's
like, okay, well, a hit dog gonna holler. And she's like, and now you're calling me a dog. Now you're calling me a dog. Hit dog gonna holler is a saying. And how come you didn't get mad about the dog portion of it just a minute ago? It was just lapdog. It didn't really change that much.
Because the lapdog was not being abused.
The lapdog was better than the hit dog, I guess.
The lapdog got hit. So she's like, oh, okay. Well, you're going to call me a dog. She can kiss my ass. And Drew's like, the energy is so turned up. And Phaedra goes, well, you didn't really mean to call her a dog. So then Drew goes, well, she was at the table barking. I'm like, okay, so you actually are calling her a dog now.
Yeah, now you did.
now you went from metaphor to insult.
You had us on your side when you kept it metaphorical. Okay. So Portia's like, yeah, well, Shamia can be crazy. And then we flash back to the country club where Shamia was literally barking at Drew.
So Shamia goes, yes, I did bark, but can you be honest about stuff? Because it's called accountability. It's like, yes, I may bark, but you can't be accountable, which is kind of a funny sentence. And Kelly's like, Drew, you can't say anything when that bitch bites now. You can't say nothing when that bitch bites. Now you bitch. You now bitch. Am I saying this correctly? So Drew goes, I was simply saying that the music is a blessing because this is a way that he feels he can help take care of his daughter. And the more you make me defend this point is the fewer notes I'll be able to hit because I have not been able to spot a single ginger turmeric tea on this island.
Yeah. And so Portia's like, well, I think why Shamia's mad is because she's being called a lapdog and she deserves an apology for that. And so Angela, which duh. But Drew's like, what? What did I do? And Angela's like, yeah, but we do take offense also if we're having an intimate conversation with you that you run in tattletale, which is funny coming from Angela because that's literally what Angela does too.
There was one episode where she went from like 3 different groups and told them like she was the true bone carrier in that episode.
All from her rental, all from her like investment properties. She wouldn't let anybody shoot on her regular property.
So then Phaedra goes, let's be very clear. Did you really, which is a very Karen Huger thing to say.
Let me be very clear.
She goes, did you really think you were having an intimate conversation with Shamia about her best friend? And Portia's like,
and that's what I'm trying to get at, see?
And Angela goes, Portia, nobody is prying into your friendship. These are just grievances that she holds towards you that she relayed to us. So Shamia's like, well, then tell me the grievances that I relayed to you.
Yeah, and which we've already done for weeks. You know what I mean? And you said them all. So move on. So Portia's like, well, I just thought we made up already. So I just found it odd that everyone was asking her questions about our friendship and not asking me. But they did. I think they did ask you.
Yeah, Kelly tries to be messy here. She goes like, well, do you feel like you've been a good friend to Shamia? And Portia's like, I already had the conversation. It's over. We moved on. She's like, no, we're not going to do this. So Kelly's like, but you said for everyone to ask you, so I'm asking you. It is kind of funny because Porscha's like, if you have a question about me and Shamia's relationship, ask me. Okay, I've got a question. We already talked about it. Sorry.
Ask me. Well, how dare you?
That is so Porscha.
But Shamia loves that Porscha has stood up to the ladies and said, no, I will not discuss my relationship with Shamia. That's all Shamia wanted. And, decent under the freeway power outlet. So she didn't have to carry around tiny gas canisters.
And, maybe some fresh clothing. So Kelly's like, she's like, Porscha, at the end of the day, that's your friendship and you get nothing for nothing. You said y'all move past it. And since you are the star of the show, I will move past it because I understand the hierarchy here. We should all be able to move past it too. Now, Drew, if we can move past it, then let's move past it as a group. So, Drew, I feel like you have an issue with everyone at the table except for Cynthia. And Drew's like, what? It's like, no, everyone's having an issue with you, Drew.
And she's like, Porscha, I don't have an issue with Porscha. Porscha has an issue with me. And Portia's like, it takes energy to have an issue, and I don't have an issue. And Drew's like, I mean, I'm coming in peace. I just don't want to argue. It's just so taxing on my cords. And she's like, well, okay, I didn't use the best words in the beginning. You want to have this conversation again? Can somebody bring her some black tea? No, ginger or turmeric, please. So they have this conversation of fucking again. I cannot take any more of this. I'm fast forwarding. So then they try to make up. And basically Drew's like, well, thank you for kind of apologizing. And I just want to acknowledge because I never heard you take any responsibility. So thank you. Thank you for saying you didn't handle it in the best way.
Yeah, they kind of get to an uneasy truce where they're like, yeah, okay. And, they sort of apologize for... It's like a little tense for a moment, but then it kind of eases up. And Portia's like, she's like, I just didn't like the way that you move. But you know what? I don't know. I'm literally done with this conversation. And Drew's like, okay, so it was a misunderstanding. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for saying that because I haven't heard you say that yet.
Yeah, and then it gets serious again because Portia's like, well, I mean, I don't have expectations on a friendship with you. And I was telling you that day when you brought up that I'm dating Bleep and all these other things. And Drew's like, but you brought up that I was dating Black. And she's like, no, but you said I was dating Bleep. No, but you said I was dating Black. So it becomes that again. And Portia's like, I'm just saying, if you're dating a guy named Black, why did you let it go so far? Just say, no. I'm not with Dennis. I'm with Black. It's like, I'm not with Black.
I know. That was such warped logic, too. Like, why didn't you shut down the rumors if you were rumored to be dating another person instead? It's like, but if she's not dating either of them, it doesn't make sense, Porscha. So finally, Porscha says, okay, well, he lied. I hear you. It's like, thank you. Like, Dennis is the one who caused all these issues in the first place. So everyone's like, oh, thank God. So now Britt has decided that she wants to make this her moment. She goes,
can I speak? I would like to pilot a feud with Phaedra Parks, please. Okay.
So she goes,
I have the talking crystal right now.
Okay, could you shove it up your fucking nose and clear some blockages? Maybe the rose quartz will help. You're making me crazy, lady.
So, since we're all here speaking of things that we feel may be inappropriate with ex-husbands or baby daddies, I just want to personally say to you, Phaedra Parks, at my event, Apollo and his wife were invited. Oh my God, my phone is going off. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me, spam.
Scam
I just want
Likely
to
is on the
apologize.
line. So, okay, Scam Likely has the talking crystal. All right, give it back. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I want to apologize to the audience first and foremost, since we're talking about this, that my phone went off. But also, I was a Phaedra. Apollo was at my party. He was not fed, so don't worry. And I did not realize, but if you want to be mad at him and start a fight that we can have through the rest of the season, I'm totally okay with that.
There was no malicious intent, and if it makes you feel better, I gave Shireen an extra large bare naked, because that's what I do to bitches I hate.
And I'm just like, wait a minute.
So Phaedra's like, I just got out of Married to Medicine where they tried to pull these shenanigans. I am not going to cater to them again. So she's like, I'm not sure why Britt is bringing up Apollo. I mean, that's not my husband. He's married to someone else. I could care less.
Yeah. And so she's like, I don't care. So then Kelly takes back the talking crystal. And everybody's just like, shut up, Britt, because
it was so obvious.
Shamia's like, read the room for Christ's sake. Like, no one's even talking about that anymore. What we are talking about is that we all left your party hungry.
Yeah, precisely. So they all pretty much toast, and Kelly does the whole thing of like, I love that we're able to recognize how it makes us feel as women, this conversation. It makes us feel as women, as moms, as wives, as ex-wives, as people who make waffles. And I'm just happy that we could at least set our boundaries, set the tone, and move forward. Because guess what? We leave that shit at this motherfucking table. Until tomorrow when we all bring it up again for the rest of the season.
So we talk about Drew filming with Dennis again tomorrow. Okay. And the next day and the next day. That was a fun one. It was so good to have you back.
Thanks for having me back. And thanks to Kempire who filled in while I was gone. And thanks to everyone who is here listening right now. And thank you to that caller. Thank you to that spam person who called in the middle of that. That was fun. So that's it. So go to our website, watchcrappens.com. Get your tickets to our shows in Seattle and LA. We better see you there. Okay? We better see you there. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King. It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones. I go, you go, we all go for Hugo. Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets a name from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. Let's share with Sharon Eldridge. The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Hail the cork master, the master of the cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony, Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
We're on the floor with Molly Dorsett. There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.